KSJB Classic Tractor Tour 2020 is virtual and online this year due to the coronavirus. Thank you to our sponsors, AP Equipment of Valley City, Central Sales Incorporated of Jamestown, Resource Auction Dennis Polisky Auctioneer in Grand Forks, MW Cornheads of Hillsboro, Farmers Union Oil Company in Ellendale, Hometown Credit Union of Cullum, Ashley, Hazelton, and Lincoln, Sherbensky Incorporated here in Jamestown, Wright Insurance Agency of Edgeley, Vining Oil and Gas in Jamestown, RM Stout and Quick Lane Tire and Auto Center, CMF Trailer and Truck Service in Carrington, North Dakota Farmers Union, and Klein's Collision Center of Jamestown. And of course, thank you to all the drivers for sending videos. Well, a few years ago, this guy was a huge star in Russia on English-speaking radio in Moscow. From there, he went to Finland and somehow settled on here at KSJB in Jamestown. Oh yeah, take a look. It's Cowboy Pete from the Morning Beat at KSJB 600 AM. Well, we thought it would only be fitting if we start out our tractor tour today
with our very own Cowboy Pete.
All right, here's Cowboy Pete, looking pretty darn good. It's a 1968 Ford Model 641 Workmaster. I get the impression he might have drove one of them in Russia.
I think so too, but he better not hit this car.
I think we're safe.
Our next entry is John B. Lee of Carrington, North Dakota.
All right, John is 71 years old, and this is a 1948 John Deere Model A gas tractor. It was restored in 2019.
Yeah, you're all right.
I'm Lee Miller. I'm excited to go on the trip this year because I heard we're going to the Cloud. I've never been there, but I think it's a long ways, so I better get started.
You're right, we're on the Cloud this year.
We sure are. Our next entry is Lee Miller from Adrian, North Dakota.
All right, and of course, Lee's got this Minneapolis Moline GBD, 1955 model diesel. Look at that thing go.
Man, it's got some get up.
And up next is one of our older entries,
Howard Steeman, age 83, of Dickey, North Dakota.
All right, and he's driving his Alice Chalmers WD gas tractor. 1952 is the year, and boy, look at that.
Man, he's got a lot of tractors.
Must have taken him a while to collect all of those. Looking good. All right, up next is Eldon Van Bruggen of Valley City, North Dakota. This is pretty cool.
Yeah, I should say so. It's got a Samson Model M, year 1919. And this one starts on gas and runs on kerosene.
All right, and of course, he's the second owner. It was purchased from the original owner's grandsons under the condition that it be restored. And he said it was a basket case when they got it. It's from the original farm in Abercrombie, North Dakota. They only produced these tractors for 3 years at Samson Tractor, so all these parts had to be either discovered or recast. The Van Bruggen family restored it at their hobby farm in Valley City. It took them about 5 years to do it. All the original paperwork and manuals have been saved as a vital part of history and documentation of this project. There are only about 100 Model M's known to exist worldwide because of the limited production. And you see this video?
I see it.
Okay, that was the very first startup of the tractor after the restoration.
How you doing there, kid?
Pretty cool. And we can see our next entry here, Cliff Schaefer of Buchanan, North Dakota.
All right, Cliff 72, he's driving a 1948 John Deere Model R. It's a diesel. His daughter Emma and him drove to near Botno when she was a little girl to buy this muscle tractor, and they met another great collector up there at the time.
Here we can see Rory Schlinker on his tractor from Judd, North Dakota.
And this was owned by his great-grandfather, Chris Weisfenning of Fredonia, and here he is in a parade last year.
Up next on our tour, we see Don Jasmine.
All right, and Don is from Jamestown. Now, this is DAWN. There's going to be another Jasmine later on. Don is driving a Ford 9N. This is a 1941 gas tractor, and that looks like it's in great condition.
Yeah, it's tooling around the yard very nicely.
We should have had Don put a mower on the back.
Get a little work done there, Don. Our next entry is Paul Wanzik of West Fargo, North Dakota.
All right, Paul's got a nice 1955 John Deere Model 50 gas tractor, and he's really moving on that thing.
Here we see Randy Tarnow of Jamestown, North Dakota.
All right, and Randy's on his 1955 John Deere Model 70. This one happens to be a diesel. And he just wanted us to know that in memory of Myron Tarnow, Randy is driving his dad's tractor. And it's in great condition, so good job.
Here we see Jeremy Ova of Buchanan, North Dakota.
All right, and Jeremy's coming down the trail on a 1969 John Deere Model 4020. It's diesel. What do we know about that tractor?
Well, he wanted us to know that he freshly painted it for us.
All right, looking good.
And now we see here our oldest entry, Morris Ost, age 85 of Adrian, North Dakota.
All right, at least according to what we have from them. Now, this is another Minneapolis Moline. It's a UTS 1949 gas tractor. And Morris was telling us he started farming with this one similar to this back in 1954. Hey, are those wheels going backwards?
I think so.
Sure looks like it. They aren't, but they look like it.
Now, if he looks a little familiar, he is. It's John B. Lee again from Carrington, North Dakota.
Driving down that same street, too. They must be okay with it. This time he's on a 1946 Farmall Model H. This is a gas one. And when did he restore that one?
Back in 2018.
All right, John Lee, looking good there.
Here we see Cohen Haar of Adrian, North Dakota, driving his 1949 Cockshoe.
Now, the family sent this in and had, even though he's 12, had him drive it, so he's kind of our youngest contestant. But this goes by really quick. So, and watch out for the garage!
Now we see Mark Lofgren of Bovey, Minnesota.
Now this is pretty cool. Now this is a replica. It's approximately half scale of an old 1918 Prairie tractor. This is a Mark 18 or M18 from 1918. It ran on gas. And just listen to this thing. It's awesome.
Here's Brian Wanzik of Fargo, North Dakota.
All right, and Brian's got this 1947 Farmall M, and this one also runs on gas. Looks like it's going really good, too.
From Kensal, North Dakota, we see Bernard Hogarth.
All right, and of course, this is an Alice Chalmers Model B. It's a 1942 gas.
And now here we see Dan Jasmine of Jamestown, North Dakota.
All right, now Dan's got the Model 4020 John Deere. This gas one's from 1966. Yeah, hey, how you doing there? Good job, Dan.
And now we see Emma Kleingardner of Montpelier, North Dakota. She's driving her 1959 John Deere Model 830.
All right, and of course, her dad has owned this tractor for 40 years, used to pull a 6-bottom plow way back when that was common. He also moved a lot of haystacks with it, and he's never had a breakdown using it. She says she enjoys driving the tractor from time to time, and she grew up helping on the farm, driving several John Deere 2-cylinder tractors. You can tell, too, looking good. All right, we want to congratulate Alex Punton Jr. of Valley City for being our next driver and for being a big sponsor of the KSJB Tractor Tour for many, many years. Here is Alex with an IHC W9 gas tractor from 1949. Alex says, hey, it's got PTO, hydraulic, and belt pulley. And I'll tell you what, Alex, one of our oldest contestants too, he's 84. And boy, he's looking good. And we really, again, appreciate Alex at AP Equipment, the owner there at AP Equipment, Valley City, North Dakota, one of our huge sponsors of our tractor tour for all these years since we started. Thank you, Alex. All right, our next entry was sent in by Dale Marks, and it's his grandson Connor Smith driving this tractor. They're from Ypsilanti, North Dakota.
You can see the IHC Farmall Model C, built in 1948. This tractor runs off of gas. It was a team effort to restore this tractor by Grandpa and Grandson, and they restored it in 2019. From Wishick, North Dakota, we see Mark Neese.
All right, Mark's got a McCormick W4 from 1949. This is a gas one. He told us he just got it running this week after it was sitting around for 7 years. Boy, that moves!
Our next entry is Gerald Ova from Buchanan, North Dakota.
All right, he's coming around the bend on this 1965 John Deere Model 3020. It's a diesel, and it's used for haying out on the farm.
Now we see Tony Wanzik from Jamestown, North Dakota.
All right, and Tony's got a 1945 John Deere Model H, and this is a gas tractor. Coming around the farm there, it looks good.
Beal Farm, 5 miles west of Adrian. I'm Paul Beal, and I'll show you a few of the tractors that we have on the yard at this time. This 1958 Oliver 770 with farmhand loader belonged to my uncle Carl Beal. My brother kept it up for many years, and now it's on the yard here and fully functional, runs like a top. This is my brother Henry Beal's Cockshoot 30 tractor on the mower today. This is one of many Cockshoot tractors that my brother owned. He never missed a tractor tour with KSJB, but sadly he passed away last fall. So this is a tribute to my brother Henry Beal. It's his Cockshoot 30 tractor. Here's a project of mine from a few years ago. I cut a hole in an old grain bin. Makes a great garage for my Farm All H. I've got a woods mower on there, do a little trimming around the yard with it. I'll show you that in a bit.